Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC. I'm in a position that I never thought in the years of making YouTube content that I ever imagined that I would be in. And that is because, so a while back, I made some content on these All Citizens Relux underwear. It was something that I'd seen on social media all the time. I kept seeing these All Citizens adverts and this special kind of penis pouch, pleasure pouch thing that you put yourself within and it kept your family jewels away from your legs whilst you were nice and warm. So I thought, I'm just interested. Now, by the way, we will be having a look at 3 pairs of boxers, kind of 2 pairs of boxers today. They are clean and I will not be wearing them, just in case you're concerned at this point. So the original ones that I had a look at, and I'll leave a link here, I guess whichever way that the link goes, to these. I had mixed views, mainly down to the fact that the materials and the fit and finish, everything about these was really nice. But the whole unique selling point, if I turn these inside out, is this pouch here, which just kind of opens up and you put yourself within it. Didn't really work as expected, and I put out the content. A lot of people enjoyed it. Fast forward, I get an email from All Citizens saying, one, that they really enjoyed my content, they liked how funny it was, but they also liked how truthful that I was in it. And they've just recently updated a few of their pairs of boxers. The pouch bit that I said didn't particularly work well, they're now on the 11th version of this pouch. They watch content like mine, they take feedback directly from customers on how to improve it, how to make it better. And they'd improved this pouch. And they'd like to send me a couple of pairs to see if it would change my opinion of them with this new pouch. So they did. And I'm happy to say the new pouch on these is very nice. Now, as we did before, if you've not seen the original piece of content, I'll leave that link there so that you can see it. But I looked at 3 things. So there was the materials that they're made from, the fit and finish, how they feel when you've got them on, and that unique selling point, which for all 3 of these, so the one that's down there now, was that pouch on the front. So I thought we'd cover the same here. Now, if you have seen that previous piece of content, you will find that some of the details are the same. Now, instead, they are the pair that we just, on the original piece, they are the Relux, whereas these are the Elites. So what we have on the my left-hand side, or your right-hand side, these are the Elites and these are the Elite Airs. Now, as far as the features of each of them are concerned, which we'll have a look in a second, they're both very similar. One of the major differences is the materials that they're made from. So the Elites themselves are made from the same material as the Airs, which is this really nice, eco-friendly microfiber, which feels very kind of soft, cottony. When you have them on, I will say, now, for both of these, and it's the kind of thing we touched on before on the other bits, so these are what I'd class as your posh pants. These are the pants that you wear either when you're out on the pull or you're on a promise. They are the posh pants promise, posh pants pulling posh pants. Anyway, a lot of P's in there, which I struggle with my broken tongue. So the materials that you get on these are definitely high quality. Across the top, the waistbands, I believe the waistbands on both of these are the same. They definitely feel the same. Now, the difference with the Airs, or at least the Elite Airs, is this is made from this really nice material. Now, they call it new silk, like new rock from the 90s, if you're a little bit Limp Bizkit and a little bit Korn. Anyway, and it definitely feels like that. It almost feels like a very nice kind of spandex. So when you've got these on, doing long walks, going to the gym, which I've had these now. When did I get back from holiday? When was it? When was it, folks? When did we get back from holidays? It was kind of mid-July, I think it was. So I've had these for about 6 weeks now. Done plenty of walks, been out in the woods filming in these, and I've been wearing these a lot going to the gym, purposely with that pouch thing, which we will have a look at. And I will say that the new silk in the Airs, or at least the Elite Airs, definitely takes them up to the next level. I will say that they were actually a lot more cooling than the Elites themselves. When you've got them on and you're wearing something that's the material that's reasonably thin, if you the pants or your trousers that you're wearing, they actually do help to cool you down, which I think is quite nice as well. But as we mentioned, so with both of these, the waistband really nice. I think as far as when you compare this to cheaper boxers, you can go to, like, I know, Walmart, Tesco, Asda, I know, wherever, and pick up, say, 3 or 4 pairs for £20, where these are kind of more like £1. So 1 pair for £20. You can definitely see the difference in the materials on here. Now, as far as the fit and finish is concerned, wearing these is extremely comfortable. So there's a couple of other things on here that really do add to that. First one, on the back of both of these, so if I hold this up, hopefully you'll be able to see. So you have the regular material here, and then across the back, so just below the waistband, and just here. So it's a similar material, but it's perforated, which does allow a little bit more kind of air to get in and out. When you're out walking in the summer like this, it's great, especially because, well, when you've got that builder's crack, kind of, you want air to get down there, and especially when you're in the gym, you're doing lots of squats, it's really good for that. Now, you also have a similar material through, I'm just trying to get this just right for you here, through the gusset, which again just allows a little bit more air in as well. On the on the Elite Airs, across the back here as well, hopefully you'll be able to see that it's the same material, and then through the gusset as well here you have that same material that's slightly perforated, again just to allow a little bit more air in. Now, I will say the same feedback on these that you get with the Relux. So similarly to when you get, if you've always had a watch band there's a full watch band like this, and then you go to a metal clasp and you find that it pulls the hairs on your wrist, just for a wee while you will find in the goochoid area that you will get some plucking. It's a strange sensation, especially when you're at the gym and you feel a small tug on hair around the gooch area. But after a while, I can confirm that it's not as bad. But I think with the pros and cons, I think the pros outweigh the cons with a slight little tug on some hairs down there. With these, they definitely make it a lot comfier around there. Now, both of these as well, I think let's show you on the Elites for now. So let's hold this up. Here, there's your boxers, and then down at the bottom here you have the cuffs which go down on your legs. So on the Relux, the cuffs on the legs are kind of reinforced so that you don't get that riding up. Now, a lot of people are, I don't really find that my boxers ride up. Personally, I do. Standing up, sitting down, squatting, climbing over things, doing lots of stuff like that, because I've got reasonably chunky thighs, I find that after a while they do start to ride up. Now, with these, so on the outside, it has this really nice kind of just smooth material, and it is a different material to the main material that you have on here. It's exactly the same with the Elite Airs. So on the outside, it's a kind of a smooth material, and again, it is different to the main material that it's made from. Whereas then on the inside, now I'm going to refer to this similar to like a cat's tongue, which doesn't sound nice, but actually it is pretty good. So on here, rather than having, I'm just trying to think, so you often get those things where let's say you don't want it to slip, and you find that they have put like a little kind of silicone bit on the inside, little drops. Now, usually those drops can be, say, 2 or 3 millimeters across, and they put a few of them in there. These are tiny. These are more like 1 millimeter or half a millimeter drops, all through kind of a lattice in here, so that when you have them on, it stops them from riding up. at the gym, these are really nice. Now with the Relux, I find with the bottoms on, I'll just peel them up for a second. Find with the bottoms on here, the way that they've stopped these from riding up is by putting elastic in the bottoms, which is great, and it does stop them from riding up. But you do feel as though after a while that you're almost kind of wearing suspenders, I guess. I've never worn suspenders. Or let's say, for the people that used to play football, play rugby, you pull your socks up. If you're old school, you have some ties underneath your socks. If you wear a kilt, you know exactly what I mean. You have your flashes in there, and then you pull them over. So when you've got your flashes in there, you can feel that elastic just kind of constricting a little bit. That's what you get with the Relux. It's not uncomfortable. You just kind of feel it, but after a while, you don't feel it. With the Elite boxers, you have this on the inside here. Now when you first put it on, you can feel this kind of cat's tongue because you pull it up and it almost like straightens your hair on your legs as it goes through here. After 2 minutes you don't even notice it because it just becomes the underwear that you're wearing, and it just kind of feels nice against your legs. But what I will say is, no riding with these whatsoever. Being out doing lots of walking, you don't have to keep adjusting yourself as you're walking around and doing all that stupid stuff that people are like. Why? Well, because I have to, because it gets in the way sometimes. Which, I mean, with the pockets on these you don't have to do that as much anyway, but not having to feel like you're wearing an adult nappy because they've rode up on the inside of your thighs, both of these are great for that. Now I will say, so the versions I have of these, so as far as the inside leg is concerned, there are 3 or 4 different ones. So there are brief ones which come a little bit higher, there are boxers, then there are the longer versions. So these are both the longer versions of those, which come further down your leg, which again is really nice. If you have a thicker thigh like I do, then you know what it's like, especially when it gets to those kind of boxer brief kind of ones. You get a little bit of chafage around the top, especially in the summer when your thighs are rubbing together. No issues with these whatsoever. We have been lucky to have had some sun. We've had a lot of rain this year, but we have been lucky to have had some sun. And having done a few long walks that have been quite sweaty with these, no chafing whatsoever. Now the last point, and I think this is the important point, because a lot of the things that we talked about with both of these are very similar to the Relux boxes that we'd already looked at in a previous piece of content. So the way that these work, I'm just going to put these in my back pocket for a second, is so on the front here, hopefully you'll see that there is a fly. Now the fly on this isn't, I call it like a chicane gate. You have to go in, and you know what I'm on about if you own a penis. You go in and then you come round and then you kind of get it out a bit. So the fly on the front is actually, you kind of come in from the bottom, so you could kind of go down and under and round. And that is because on the inside, if I open these up, turn them inside out, you have this. I'm just making sure. I'm trying to look at you guys, but I'm just making sure that this is in focus. You have this pocket, the pleasure pocket. The USP, the unique selling point, could also be underwear special pouch. I should have thought that bit beforehand. But okay, the original ones, the pouch on here. So the pouch itself came down, and then there was it just kind of came out a little bit. So what you had to do was, I mean, Percy doesn't perform like a seal, does he? One has to maneuver one's pocket python in the correct direction. So with this, you first had to jostle yourself into it, but that was just your giggle stick. To get the laughing cherries within this, you had to then hook it down and under, so it was similar to putting on a helmet and then putting your chin strap on. Your chin just doesn't go, and it goes on there and it comes under, unless you got a really floppy chin strap. But anyway, you have to pull it down, which is the same with the Relux versions. So the way in which that they've changed this is to have it so that, rather than having this chin strap bit underneath, it just kind of, it's almost kind of flared on either side. So if I just hold this again like this, there's very little movement or very little jostling or directionally herding that you have to do with this. The way that they've changed this is far superior to the Relux versions. Now I still do wear the Relux versions because as far as the first 2 points are concerned, fit and finish is great, materials brilliant. You just don't stay within that pouch, because to use the chin strap analogy, every now and again the chin strap will come off and you've just got a chin strap underneath your nose, which would just be your Harry, just like that, whereas the Hendersons are now not within the pleasure pocket. Whereas with these, there isn't a bottom to it. So once Harry and the Hendersons are within the pleasure cave, they just stay in there. Now, with the other one, there was no way to get yourself back in other than, you know, having a bit of a readjust. With these, you don't even need to readjust. So a common situation would be with Reluxes at the gym doing some deep squats, and I mean real deep squats, past 90 degrees, bum trying to touch your heels kind of squats. Because your undercarriage would move slightly back, it would change the angle of the dangle, which would mean that you'd come out of the pocket. The only way to get back in would be to put yourself back in. With these, the only position that I've found that you then come out of said pocket would be to do a really deep squat. Do they call it a child? I think they call it a child squat. Is it a child squat or an infant squat, where your bum is as close to the floor as possible and you just try and stay in that position for as long as you can? But then when you get back up, because of this flaring that is within here, you don't have to re-put yourself back in. It just automatically re-engages. Maybe that's the terrible hand gesture. It just goes back in. And that's with both of these. I know I've had these out. The only reason I've had these out is I just want to make sure that you can see that bit, mainly because you might not be able to see it as well with these, because it's black on black. You can still, actually that probably would have been better. You can still see it on there, and you can see the pocket that it kind of goes within if I shamelessly open it like that. So I think to get back to the original piece of content, because we've probably gone off on some weird tangents there, I'm incredibly honoured that All Citizens got in touch. I never thought that they would do, and I'm glad that they enjoyed my content, but I'm also incredibly glad that they look into content like mine and other people's if they've had similar issues. Because I think what would have been before, so these are a 2 out of 3. Great materials, great fit and finish, kind of didn't work on the unique selling point, which for a pair of boxers like this is why you're buying them. This whole area is for your family jewels to go within, to keep them away from your legs when you're hot, chafage, sweating, all of that thing. So they kind of failed on that side. Still nice boxers, but yeah, kind of failed. These though, these are a 3 out of 3. These are a 10 out of 10. 9 out of 9? Yeah, let's go 9 out of 9. These are a 9 out of 9. They tick all of those boxes, and I definitely doth my cap to them for taking on feedback. The fact that they are now on the 11th iteration of the Pleasure Palace Pleasure Pouch, Penis Pouch, Pocket, Penis Pocket, anyway, the fact that they're now on that, I think is great. It shows that they've been listening to feedback, and if you were ever undecided on these, I would definitely recommend either the Elites or the Elite Airs. So yeah, so there you go. Who'd have thought 6 years into making content that I would become the Kingdom of the Moorlands official knowledge fountain for men's underwear. I mean, there was a stage where it might have been ladies' underwear, but that's not because I know that went okay. Anyway, so moving on. I want to say a huge thank you to all citizens for reaching out. You guys rock. I will leave some links below. They're not affiliate links. I'm not being paid. I mean, they did send me a couple of pairs of boxers, but again, I'm luckily through my emails with them and chatting with them and talking about some of the jokes that I'd made and stuff. I've got quite a good relationship with them. So if I didn't like these, they were more than happy for me to say the reasons why I didn't like these. I believe I've been fairly honest about the differences between the Relux and these, and I definitely feel that these are a superior pair. So again, I'll leave those links below. I'll also leave some of my social media links so you can see more from me here on Moorlander EDC and my sister channel, Moorlander Tactical. And whether you're watching on YouTube or Rumble, as always, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. Luckily, I allowed the helicopter to fly over before I started recording this time. Definitely on a flight path between, oh, I know Manchester Airport's just over there, 30-40 miles just over there, but clearly everybody likes to fly over the Kingdom of the Moorlands to get there. These are sovereign international skies, people, please respect them. And my filming boxes. We all, let's face it fellas, we all like a nice pair of pants. And people are like, pulling pants? I've never had a pair of pulling pants. Liar, liar, liar. You all had a pair of pulling pants. Those pants that made you feel that extra little bit special. You know, added a little je ne sais quoi to your outfit that only the most special person would get to find. Or it was like 10 to 2 and you hadn't pulled and you're just like, well, that one I'll do. That was, again, God bless the 90s. Anyway, where were we? I hope you're all good. Hope you're having a great day. And I will see you all soon.